The judge's face changed before anyone understood why. He stared at the transfer agreement, then at my parents, then at my brother. His chair scraped backward with a crack. "Stop this hearing," he ordered. "Nobody leaves." A deputy blocked the courtroom doors. My mother covered her mouth. My father went gray. Across the aisle, my brother Daniel finally stopped smiling. 3 months earlier, I believed grief was the worst thing waiting for me. My name is Evelyn Carter. I was 34, an Army intelligence officer, and the only person who had cared for my grandmother Margaret in her final years. She had raised me while my parents praised Daniel, their golden child. He could wreck a car, lose a job, or bankrupt another business, and they blamed someone else. When I earned promotions, they called me arrogant. At Grandma's funeral in Montana, my retired military dog Atlas sat beside me beneath a gray sky. His muzzle was white, but his loyalty never weakened. My mother leaned close while the pastor was speaking. "You always make everything about your career," she whispered. I turned away. Grandma deserved one peaceful hour. That afternoon, her attorney read the will. Gifts went to charities and friends. Then he announced that the ranch, lake house, investments, and trusts would pass entirely to me. The room went silent. He read Grandma's letter aloud. She wrote that I had driven her to appointments, slept beside her hospital bed, answered late-night calls, and stayed when everyone else disappeared. Love, she said, was proven by action. Daniel shoved back his chair. My father accused me of manipulation. My mother claimed Grandma had been confused. The will was airtight. The estate was worth nearly $9 million. 2 weeks later, a certified envelope arrived. My parents had petitioned for guardianship, claiming military service had made me mentally unstable and financially incapable. They wanted control of my accounts, property, inheritance, vehicles, and even Atlas. My mother called that night. "This is for your own good, sweetheart." That was when I understood they were not mourning. They were hunting. I hired Marcus Reed, a federal prosecutor with a quiet voice and attention to detail. He reviewed my clearance history, leadership evaluations, payment record, investments, and tax returns. "This case isn't about competence," he said. "It's about money." Their accusations grew uglier. Old acquaintances described me as withdrawn. A therapist I had never met submitted a psychological report quoting conversations that never happened. Marcus found contradictions throughout it. Then discovery exposed Daniel's debts, more than $2 million in failed ventures, private loans, and judgments. An anonymous email arrived. Check Northstar Asset Partners. The company was created 1 month before Grandma died. Its ownership hid behind shell corporations, but a forensic investigator traced it to Daniel. Draft agreements showed Northstar intended to manage my inheritance after my parents gained guardianship. Then Marcus uncovered forged transfer forms bearing my name. Every asset was scheduled to move into Northstar accounts before the court ruled. A former employee named Owen contacted us. Grandma had helped him, so he refused to stay silent. He brought emails, meeting notes, and recordings. One message was titled Post-Guardianship Transfer Plan. Another contained Daniel's voice. "Once we get control, she'll never see it coming." My parents' names appeared throughout the correspondence. That hurt more than the fraud. Until then, part of me had hoped Daniel had manipulated them. The evidence proved they had helped him. On the morning of the hearing, I wore a navy suit instead of my uniform. Atlas watched me dress. "This battle is mine," I told him. In court, their attorney spent hours portraying me as damaged, isolated, and incapable. Their witnesses offered vague opinions, but no facts. The therapist stumbled when asked whether she had personally evaluated me. Then Marcus stood. He presented my service record, finances, mortgage history, and testimony from an independent analyst who declared me fully capable. Finally, he handed the judge the asset inventory. Buried inside were the forged signatures, fake medical evidence, North Star agreements, and Daniel's recorded statement. The judge read in silence, then his face drained of color. Now security officers stood at every exit. These documents suggest forgery, fraud upon the court, attempted financial exploitation, and conspiracy, he said. My family instantly turned on one another. Father blamed Daniel, Daniel blamed the lawyer, mother claimed she understood nothing. Their stories collapsed within minutes. The judge dismissed the guardianship petition, preserved every document, and referred the case to state and federal investigators. Months later, North Star collapsed. Charges, lawsuits, and professional sanctions followed. I kept the inheritance, the ranch, and Atlas. My parents sent a 3-page apology. I read it once and never answered. A year later, I sat on Grandma's porch while sunset spread across the Montana hills. Atlas rested at my feet. Grandma had left me wealth, but her real gift was harder and more valuable. The knowledge that my worth did not depend on earning love from people determined to withhold it. For the first time, I stopped waiting for my family to choose me. I chose myself.